Hey guys, Dan Heilman back with another video. Today, we're going to be talking about the whole market cap of cryptocurrencies. We'll be talking about some altcoins, and we'll be talking about how retail seems to finally have shown up. And we'll look at some targets for total market cap and see what we are going to see in the next couple months here. I think if you're brand new to these markets, we are getting a little bit close to the end of this cycle. We do have a couple more months, and I think we still have a lot of gains, the most amount of gains to be made right now. So, all right, we'll begin with Bitcoin. Of course, Bitcoin leads the markets and has been leading the market for some time. And right now, you can see Bitcoin is just kind of ranging in this little area over the last, almost half a month now, a couple weeks. We've just been ranging through this area. And this is actually the best time where altcoins can see some big gains, because you don't want Bitcoin to be declining very heavily, because usually the altcoins will be following with that. But when you have a very big pump and then you're hanging out for a while, similar to, back in here, we came up in here, and April-ish was about the low, a little bit back here. When you get up here and then now you're just moving sideways, you see a lot of action from altcoins. So this is what's kind of happening right now. This morning has been a very volatile day. We had some Fed meeting and stuff like that. You can see this 4-hour candle. Let me clean this up a little bit, make it a little bit easier to see. But if you look at this 4-hour candle right here, we had a huge push down, and then it went right back up, closed right there, and then we had another push down, back up, closed again. We've had this kind of triangle that we've been trying to break out of, and then we've just seen a lot of volatility in the last couple, day or two here. So a lot of the altcoins are running now. Solana is moving. It started with Ethereum. This is the normal progression of all of these markets. You have Bitcoin season for a very long time, and then you see Ethereum start to take over from Bitcoin, get the spotlight, get a lot more gains, and then you'll see some of those gains start spilling into the bigger cap coins like XRP and Solana and BNB and a lot of these larger coins, ADA, etc. The top 20 coins, even Litecoin. You'll see all of these start to move. You can see in the last couple hours, Litecoin is moving again. Of course, Litecoin is one of my favorites. I have some very high targets for Litecoin over time. You can see we have these kind of cup and handle patterns forming on a lot of the charts. If we go to the total market cap, you can see we had this cup and handle right here that is playing out right now, and we've breached and gone into new all-time highs for the total market cap. This is the total amount of money in all of the cryptocurrency space. You can see if we go the bottom to the top here, that is about a 274% move. If now we go from here, you can see this at a minimum is a target up here of about $4.5 trillion, which is still another 16% from here. Now that doesn't mean that's the top. That just means that is the target as a minimum. Again, if we also go and look at the logarithmic chart, you can see we've been moving up in this wedge for quite some time now. And I think we're going to come up to retest somewhere near the top of this, maybe even hit up to that 10 trillion market cap. So that would be another 170% total market cap from here. Now, again, Bitcoin as well, I have a target. If we go to the logarithmic, I just have some trend lines drawn here, and I'm thinking we're going to get somewhere near 218,000 for the total target of Bitcoin. Now, I'm also predicting that about October 1st-ish is going to be the top. We'll see. These cycles, they last a kind of a predictable amount of time each time. So a lot of these cycles are about the same. And if you, kind of zoom out, if we go on the weekly here, you can see we basically have these curves that it's kind of been following for a while now. And that's where I got this 218,000. I also think we're going to come back down to maybe somewhere near the bottom, which could be 65,000 to maybe even 50,000 in the bear market. Now, my prediction for that is the end of 2026. So we're going to see what happens. This has kind of been I made this prediction about a year and a half ago, maybe. So we've kind of been following it. We kind of deviated down a little bit once President Trump came in. That kind of threw us a little bit off target, but we did retest this moving average and held it as support and moved back up. So that's kind of what I'm expecting for Bitcoin. Again, let's look at some of these other total market caps. So this is total too. So this is all of the markets minus Bitcoin. Another big cup and handle, again with a big target. Another interesting thing is we have this kind of resistance area that we've been hitting all the way since 2021. So 2021, the peak of the market is right here as well. So we hit it one time, we hit it two times, we hit it three times, and now this is the fourth time. A fun little fact is when you try resistance or support, usually the fourth time breaks through. So that means we are looking like we want to break through. Now we do have some resistance right now, but this is a huge trend line that's been supported for a long time, resistance really for a long time. Total 3, you have something similar as well. We are now breaking the all-time high again. So 1, 2, 3, 4 tests in the same little area. If we draw a little box right here, you can see we have tested this 1, 2, 3, 4 times as well. We also have the cup and handle here, which predicts that we're going to go much higher. So I don't think this is the end. I think also, I know that Google Trends for altcoins are now surging. So if you also look at like buy Bitcoin, for example, you can put this on here and you can see that has spiked as well. So in 2021, in that bull market, it was very high. You can see even around November election time, Trump mentioned crypto a lot, and there was a lot of hype, and there was also like a mini bull market that we went through in November to January, mid-January, and you can see we're coming up here again. So if we make bigger highs on these, I think I know that right now people are coming into the market for sure. So if we remove this and we just look at altcoins here, you can see over the past 5 years, we are on our way. You can see it says we're on our way to getting the same high as we were in January. Let's see, what month is this? May 2nd, 2021. So if we go to the total market, let's go to total 2. May 2nd, 2021. When was that? That was literally the peak of the first top. Now we did come back down and put in another higher top after that. So you can just see that, people are coming into the markets. Unfortunately, retail does kind of enter the market right when we're getting near the end of the cycle, and they get really hyped, they buy in, and a lot of them will end up selling either on the way down or near the bottom after holding their bags for quite some time. So I think it is important to start taking profits in the next couple months. I think we will have a very large run up because, as I said, a lot of these targets are well above this. But just remember that, this has happened before, and retail usually does come in kind of at the worst time. So I'm going to be looking at taking profits again. Now, I've talked about my profit taking strategy, but I'm just going to talk about it one more time here. So we'll take this on to the regular charts here. I am looking for this chart, which is stable coin dominance. You can see if we look at this, I am looking for this to come down into this area, and I am looking to take profits here, because this means that people are pulling their money out of cryptocurrencies and they're going into stable coins because they think that, the market might be coming down. You can see this went down in that basically December 5th of 2024. We hit it right after the election, and then it hit it basically again right when Trump took office, and both of those times would have been amazing times to take profits, right? So if we go to the total market cap and look at those dates yet again, we have that same date right here was the top of the market, and that same date right here was the top of the market. That's why I don't think we're right now at the top. The total market cap, you can see, has breached the all-time high, right? And we're still way above what we were in 2021 because a lot of the gains, most of the gains were from Bitcoin, right? If we go look at Bitcoin dominance, we did actually just reject off this moving average here. So we have been dropping for a long time, for about a month now. So we've had many daily consecutive red candles on Bitcoin dominance. And you can see, as we were talking about it, Ethereum is taking the lead now. And then things like XRP are taking the lead when it comes to their dominance. Now Solana is joining the party. Litecoin is joining the party yet again. It is trying to move through this resistance here. So a lot of the larger cap coins are moving. BNB is another one I think that's going to do fairly well over the next couple months. I think it's going to do quite well. It's a very high market cap coin, and it also had a double bottom on its dominance here. I think I mentioned that maybe in my last video, but a lot of these large coins, dominance for Dogecoin also kind of bottomed out at a same area. It's bottomed out other times, and now it's back above the bull market support band, which is this band of moving averages right here. I think AVAX is going to be another one that's going to be doing quite well. It is right now getting rejected from the bull market support band, but we can break through that and see some very big gains. So I think this is kind of the progression of what's happening. Things are going very well, and as expected in my mind. I have had this thesis for a while that Bitcoin is, it's getting into that end phase where we see a lot of the gains, right? So when we get near the top, you see a lot of gains. If you look kind of back over here at like the 2017 top, you can see the kind of the same thing, right? We're kind of just moving up. And then once we get closer to the edge, we see some big blow off tops where, there's another 200% gains. I think we at least have another 85% to the top. And who knows? We have so many treasury companies coming right now that are buying a lot of Bitcoin. We could see a blow off top through this and then back down. And if you go look at a lot of crypto related stocks, they are pumping like crazy right now. Mara, which is a mining company, has been doing very well just over the last, since about April. It's been up about 116%. CLSK is another one. This one's up 109%. MicroStrategy from the April bottom is up 91%. SMLR is another company that is getting into crypto. You have Hive up a lot today. This one is up 92% from the bottom. What else do we have? Bitfarms, another one that's doing very well. I have a lot of these in my Roth IRA, so I'm pretty stoked to see these moving. That one's up 77%. So there's a lot of these. We got Lux is the new Litecoin treasury company, which is kind of interesting. And I had a big purchase of DJT yesterday. So I loaded up. It went up a lot today. It kind of got rejected at this moving, but the Trump Media and Technology Group purchased like $2 billion of Bitcoin, which makes them like the top 5 or 6 in holders of Bitcoin. And, if Trump's buying a lot of Bitcoin, I have kind of a feeling that maybe there's going to be some sort of announcement that it sounds like he's pretty good at pumping his own bags. So I'm, that's a kind of speculative play here, but it also looks like we're trying to break out of this trend line that's been respected for quite some time. So I'm curious to see what happens here. That was another holding I put into my stock portfolio. So yeah, that's what we got going on. I'm, pretty happy with the performance so far, but I will start looking at taking profits, as I said, once this stablecoin dominance gets a little bit closer. So once we drop another 9% or so, I think we'll see some big moves over the next couple of weeks. I think maybe we'll get a pullback, maybe end of August, maybe September, and then, as I said, September, October, maybe even November, we'll see some big pumps for Bitcoin. And then the altcoins will follow, right? So Bitcoin will go up. It'll kind of just, stabilize like it's done before. And the altcoins will start running yet again. And that's kind of my prediction, what I think is going to happen. That's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and have a great day, everyone. If you do want to try any leverage trading, I have affiliate links below for Bitunix. If you want to try trading some stocks, I have BTCC below. And if you want to try any of the trading indicators, I have this nice one right here, Market Cipher B. I have affiliate links below. Those do help me out, and they help you out. They give you a nice discount on fees and all that. Yeah, Litecoin, let's go. Looking good today. So we're trying to push into a new local high for Litecoin. I'm expecting this to get up to that $140 mark, 145-ish fairly quickly. And you can see we kind of pulled back here, held the 618, and now we're looking to make some more moves. Another one that I have a big trade in right now is Fartcoin. Those are doing very well. I guess I'll just show you those trades real quick before I get out of here and end the video. So Bitunix is my favorite exchange for, you can buy spot on here, and spot is very cheap fees. You can leverage trade. It's legal everywhere. Amazing exchange, link below. But Pengu, I have a very high conviction with. That one's been doing very well. Litecoin, I have a big position. It's doing very well. And Fartcoin, I have a big position. It's doing very well. I've taken already $5,000 of profits out of Fartcoin, $3,000 out of Litecoin, and my Pengu, I actually closed it fully before, but I had about $10,000 of profit in my Pengu trade. So I'm pretty excited about that. Again, affiliate links below. Have a great day, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll be going back to work in 2 days. That'll be brutal to get back into work, but I will continue to make videos on the channel. I'll be waking up nice and early before work to make those videos for you guys. So if you're enjoying the content, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave a comment below. What are you guys super bullish on? And have a great day, everyone. See you guys.